QBWA started with the passion for women.
She discovered the potential that women have when it comes to economic activities. And so she decided, you know what, let's take agriculture and solid minerals and use it as a tool to lift these women who are below the poverty line, up to at least the middle class.
It's an organization that is set to affect the lives of 1 million women.
These are not just women targeted because we have cooperative, like she mentioned, and our cooperative model was to have 2020 per membership in one cooperative, and we said we're going to have 50 cooperative per local government. And then that's if you times it by the 774 local government area in Nigeria.
Our vision is to make the Nigerian woman a top player in the global market. And the way we're doing this is to connect and support them with information, people and other tools they need to help their businesses succeed and then get to the point where they can begin to interact with international community. The bottom line for QBWA is to give this underserved and unserved, populace at the bottom of the pyramid financial inclusion.
The other organizations also said they are women and they also want to access the loan. Why QBWA? Why should it be us alone? Then they had problem with some banks saying, why give us concession? And what do I mean by concession? The rule of QB, the guideline of CBN MSMEDF says that an MFB, a microfinance bank, should come with 50% on the table. Formerly it was 75%. When they saw that the MFBs were not coming to take the loans, they had to reduce to 50%. However, when there is still low offtake, QBWA now started bringing in MFBs with MOUs. So because of the low offtake then, CBN saw us as a ride to getting the MFBs to come in. So because there was another facilitator in between, QBWA, which they have come to like what we're doing, they now put down that 50% to 30%. QBWA women by our own house rule pays 10% counterpart. So they now said, okay, if the bank can bring in 20 plus your women's 10%, then let's strike a deal. But that was the second time when, the first time there was no deal. It was just, now QBWA has been able to bring 2 banks. Let's go ahead with them. So they gave us close to 900 million once. 460 million to Akwa Ibom, 398,500,000 to Kwara. Now that was a bank, almost $1 billion straight away. Immediately after those two states were disbursed to, you can trust Nigerians. Why QBWA? Why should they be the only one? The banks are querying them, some organizations too. Some governor's wife thinks it's their purview. So those are issues that we had to, CBN themselves had to now deal with. And there was this time we were after getting 2 approvers, which were both in January, that is for Akwa Ibom and Kwara states, we were kind of having a bottleneck, getting more approvers from the CBN for the 220 billion MSMED fund. So they came in and we told them, I think it was that training.
Billy was conducting the advocacy training for the national management officers at our office.
They were hearing that some of our women are extorting women and monies from the grassroots women. And Madam President said it that, look, we're having this challenge, and they said, fine, can we together look at what we have? So we give them. So together we developed the fact sheet with their support. All of these things were sorted because we had to let them understand this is the amount we take for registration. It cost us money to do all of this. We train them, see the cost of training, see the books we give them. After resolving that, then they were now pleased to do another 14 states. With that 14 more, only 7 alerts, plus the 2 other countries we now have, states, we now have 9 states that should have received, apart from Gombe.
With QBWA, we understand that to achieve our mission, to achieve our objectives, we can't do this by ourselves. Enable Two's, like I say, focuses advocacy and media, which is in line with also what we are doing in QBWA. And one of the areas we looked at to key into the advocacy was the documentation. And one of the things we learned from that training was that when you are doing or carrying out an advocacy, you put it in documents that can be traceable, that have, for record's sake. So they helped us structure out the fact sheet as well as enlighten us on how best to do documentations that would answer some of these questions that people kept asking, like why QBWA?
Now with their help, we have been able to identify the team that will be our advocacy core team members, and also they have trained them. And these are some of the things that we didn't have before, which they have helped us to achieve at this short time of relationship.
Well, my name is Amina Rabilo. I'm a widow. My husband died last 2 years ago. And I have 3 kids. One is 14 years old, while the other one is 4 years, and the other one is 2 years now. Before, it's my husband, but now that he's dead, it's no more. So I'm the one responsible for my children. And it's with the sheep that I used to do with all the business. I help myself and my kids. That's the only thing I do. Before the QBWA came, I was into that kind of sheep. I used to buy like 2 to 3. So I used to buy the male. So when they have a child, when they deliver 2 to 3 child for me, I used to give them food. When they grow up, I sold it. My challenges is that I don't have enough amount. And I don't have space. Where I am is in my family house. I'm living with my mom now. I don't have enough space that I will keep my sheep, all those. I don't really have enough space and not a heavy amount that I can do myself.
You need money to supply like a truck of grains, and a truck is about 30 tons. And because you don't have money, you don't even have money to supply maybe up to 5 tons.
No, because it needs money. The more money you put, the high income you will get. That is one of the major problems.
Well, the challenges is that, in fact, no money for us to improve the business.
Before I used to buy like 3 rams with sheep. But with this amount now, I collected 130,000. With all the amount that I have, I joined them together, and now they are bringing me 17.
I was not having enough money before to take in my business. But with the help of the QBW, this time my farm is bigger than the one I was trying to do before. Yes.
In fact, initially, people of this part of the world, they didn't even believe that it's something that will work out. They kept feeling that maybe they want to just deceive them, collect their money, deceive them, and just forget it, because so many things in the past have come like that. So people were skeptical, like myself. I convinced people, those that agree to that. So we're happy with what they have done.
QBWA have helped us a lot, and I'm happy with QBWA because it's through QBWA that we even got the loan of 2.5 million for our cooperative, and we use part of it to furnish our restaurant. We bought the plastic chairs with it. So, in fact, QBWA have helped us a lot. And we are praying that they will continue with this program because it's empowering the women. They are really empowering the women. So I thank the QBWA very much.